What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Griever, your guys' host as always, bringing you guys another Behind the Bar reviews for One Piece, chapter 942, and okay, I gotta stay off forums. I gotta stay off YouTube, almost, to a degree. I need to make sure I keep my own thoughts. I gotta avoid some comment sections. You know why? I gotta avoid Twitter. Because this chapter proved me wrong. This chapter proved me very wrong. Because this chapter was 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, 5-star, whatever you want to call it. This was a great chapter. And I've been doubting Oda for a while. In my last review, I explained how the foreshadowing has been bad, how we're not getting enough payoff, we don't have enough time with characters, oversaturation. These issues may still be present. But I didn't give Oda enough credit. I didn't give him enough time to show whether it was going that route fully or not. I still believe there is some oversaturation. And there's a little bit of lackluster foreshadowing. However, this chapter proves that I was wrong in my assessment. And the reason I just said about trying to stay off things like Twitter and Reddit and the comment sections of YouTube in general is because when you keep reading about everyone's disappointment, it influences no matter what. When you continuously hear about something, it influences your opinion. When you know what the majority is thinking and you continue to read their reasonings, not just the hater for the hate's sake, but the actual reasons why. And you kind of get it. When you start to understand it. You might not agree with it at first, but you understand it. And then it goes on week to week to week. And the complaints continue to stockpile. And you find yourself agreeing more and more with their points. You don't want to believe it, but it's there. So I feel like my opinion for the last few chapters has been influenced by my watching other reviewers and reading the comment sections thoroughly and checking this out and checking this out. And the only reason I continue to read the comment sections and stuff is to, when I read a chapter 2 or 3 times, then I do a review. I find if I don't read these sections, a lot of people have not so much jokes or anything, but they've noticed key things, key words, things in the background panels, phrases that they make it a connection. And I miss that connection. So I don't want to miss that. So I read through the comment section. I'm like, oh, that's right. There is a connection there. Wow, I didn't even see that. And that way I can bring it up in my review and talk about it. That is the only reason I continue to read these sections. However, I find like even if I miss a few things, I get a good 85, 90% of it. So yeah, I got to stop. Because this chapter, once again, was a fantastic chapter. And I'm letting other people influence my opinion on One Piece right now. And I don't like that. And I'm not going to let it happen again. So, with that being said, let's get into the chapter. Cover page, it's Montoro, don't care. Mice, Montoro, don't care. Let's move on to the chapter. Because here, all expectations out the window. We actually get a scene with Oden, Kazuki Oden. And we see Yasu. Yasui looks like a badass. He's a daimon. He's a lord. He's one of the 4 under the shogun. He is a man. And he's a samurai. The splendor of the samurai back then. It's like Wano country. We are strong. We are proud. We are powerful. And Oden reminds me of a very lull character. He reminds me, he's got that bit of Roger, that bit of Luffy in him, that bit of, that type of character. He's very much like that. He's very childlike. Not childlike, but very flamboyant isn't the word. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's actually really nice to see. Oden's sitting there like, oh, woe is me. Like, all I want to do is sail the seas. You know what sucks? Wano's great and all. These samurai, they look amazing. But man, this whole border thing sucks, I'd love to just go out to the sea, go see the world, man. Like, he's hippie. He's such a hippie of a samurai lord. He's such a hippie. Just like, man, peace and love. Like, samurai are great, but I've seen them for all my life. I want to go see new things. I want to go see medieval knights from Europe. I want to go see giants. I want to go see other things. So, he wants to sail the seas. And I really like this. I like this. And this, I'm assuming this happened just after he got basically disowned or like kicked out of the flower capital sort of idea. Because like apparently Yasui, the people wanted him to take over as the next shogun when Odin's father died. As son of the shogun, naturally falls to the Kozuki clan, which would be Odin at that time. Everyone's crying for Yasui, so he was a very popular, and we see this at his execution. He's insanely popular. He is the guy. He is the daimon that everybody loved. So we get this scene. I can't really dissect much of the information given. I don't think there was much information that's going to be relevant to future storylines. But it was cool. It was cool to see. We still see Odin silhouetted. So I still think Odin's alive. Once again, still think he's alive. But we see the dynamic between the two, and it's very I really enjoy it. I like it. They're fun characters like Oda has always made, and I hope to see more flashbacks with Odin, especially. Then we see that big widespread the execution and stuff, and Yasu starts to talk about Lord Yasui starts to talk about all the things that he mentioned before. He says, like, so this is all being broadcast, by the way. It's all being broadcast. And he goes, oh yeah, it's like, his crimes is the Midnight Ox Boy and all that stuff. Like, that's one thing. But it's actually because 20 years ago, he led a revolt. He was one of the people. So clearly he worked with the Nine Red Chiefs and Shutamaru and all them to, fight against Kaido and stuff. And he talks about this later. He talks about this, but he doesn't believe in Orochi, and he was actually a fighter. And now he's been hiding away. So, and they say, but that's not the only thing. He's Midnight Ox Boy and all that stuff. He goes, oh yeah, by the way, that was a lie. And I'm like, Oda? Because that's the foreshadowing problem I had. It was part of the problem. I was like, we're not getting the payoffs and stuff. The killer was revealed. He's not like a Batosai ripoff. We're getting, we already have the reveal of Midnight Ox Boy. We already have the Nine Red Chiefs or Scabbards friggin' identities and stuff. I'm like, come on. This ain't, no. Come on, Oda. Like, don't give me all the answers. But he didn't. We still don't know who that is. We don't know who the Robin Hood figure is because he goes, yeah, no, I thought I'd go out with a bang, a bit of fame. That was a lie, So they steered him in the totally wrong direction. And even the guards over the prison said, yeah, I thought that was different. And he goes, yeah, well, he technically could be 11:30 boy, sort of idea, and making a joke. And I thought it was kind of funny. And he goes on to say, okay, Orochi, you listen. He goes, then why did you steal? Okay, he said, people. Look at Wano. Look at how beautiful this place is. Look at our forests. Look at our rivers. Our country is fantastic. This land that the Kozuki clan built, this land that has been lush and beautiful and stuff, has fallen into a pit of greed by our shogun. Our shogun is not but a pest. Your greed, you do not own these people, Orochi. You do not own this country. This country and these people are free people of Wano. And you are nothing but an infestation, a pest. And I'm like, damn, Yasu, you're talking the good shit. You're saying the good stuff. You're sitting there going, like, I'm going to die anyway. He's up there crucified like Jesus, for God's sakes. He's like, and yeah, okay, Christian followers, keep your pitchforks down, It's a good comparison. He's being crucified, for God's sakes. Anyways, he's sitting up there and he's just preaching. He's preaching all the truths. And he's just like, yo, this is what's going down. And the people are listening. Orochi's listening. He's like, Orochi, can you hear me? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're nothing but a pest. Your greed means this much. You're just a stolen throne. The one, and here's a key piece of information. It said the one who supported and took care of you the most, or something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure. But basically says the one who took you in and supported you the most and helped you the most in life, and you backstabbing, cowardly took the stolen throne all because of Kaido. So, and we already knew this. This was something that was suspected by a lot of reviewers. It was suspected by me. I know you guys who follow my reviews, all 20 of you. You guys all know that I've been saying this a long time, that Orochi is nothing but a pest. He's a stolen, it was a cowardly act. He couldn't do it on his own. Kaido did all the legwork. Orochi was just a figurehead. He's up there for the sake of being there. He has no actual power. He wasn't beloved by the people. He wasn't one of those senators that was all this, that, and the other thing. He's just a worm. That's all he is. A correct term, a worm for a dragon, Orochi. You get it? So yeah, Yasu just telling the truth like it is, and I mean, it just continues on. Yasu goes on to say that the whole flower thing, the whole pamphlet, the whole, all right, this is the symbol, and everyone's locked up for it. He takes the fall for this, and I'm sitting there like, oh, damn, this is actually going to work. Like, at first I was sitting there thinking, okay, how will this work, though? Like, even if they release all the people are going to believe him because he's tricking not only the samurai who are still guarding the prison and Orochi and the Oni Waban group and all of them. He's tricking all of them, but he's also going to trick all the followers who agreed to help. But then that's explained away. That's explained away that he's already provided them with a new location and stuff. We see the tears in the eyes of all the people in the prison because he basically says, yeah, I was ticked. It's been 20 years. Orochi, I didn't expect Orochi to be this cowardly, this panicked by a little pamphlet. But yeah, the whole crescent moon tattoo, the moon tattoo, the pamphlets, all that, it was all a prank. It was all a lie. There are no soldiers. There is no plot. There is no rebellion. I just made it up just to see him cower in his boots a little bit. To see him sit there and, stew in his little stolen throne for a while. I'm like, oh, damn, and it's actually believable. It's believable that the dude who's been a jester, who's up there smiling away like an idiot on his crucified execution, beaten to a pulp, would say this. And he even says, he goes, the last of Kazuki's daimons. Now, this makes me believe that he was the last one, and we haven't actually seen the other three. Apparently there were 4. The 4 remaining, as he says, the 4 remaining daimon after Kaido and everything. See, there's a lot of information to unpack here, guys, and I know I'm jumping around a little bit. Like, because we see Inuarashi and Kinemon and Shutamaru all waiting outside because the Denden Mushi, the video Denden Mushi is there, or the equivalent, is there, and they're watching it, and Shutamaru's like, hold, I want to hear this. I want to hear Lord Yasui talk, sort of idea. And he says, even though you were indebted to Odin the most, as I already said, you were indebted to Odin the most, you took this cowardly act, and we rose up against you. We rose, but with Kaido at your back, defeat was inevitable. Like, with Kaido there, winning was impossible. It was an impossibility. We couldn't beat Kaido. No matter what you did, it didn't matter. So you're just a snake, you're just a pest, you're just an unworthy figurehead who doesn't deserve anything. This cowardly act and all that stuff. But he says that the daimon were asked a question. Will you serve or will you not? And he basically said, no, we didn't serve, and that's basically what happened. But at the end of the day, Orochi, this does not belong to you. This is not your country. And no one will follow you. Because you are not, and he says a really cool line because Orochi finally shows up and we see once again that he's made his peace, and he's kind of like, I will go laughing all the way. The last of the daimons, no, the jester of Ibisu town will laugh all the way and say good night, sort of thing. And he's hip, hip, hee-yo, sort of idea. I can imagine this will be a very powerful moment in the anime when it's animated, especially. Like, I just want to, it's not shown in the manga, but I'm imagining he's continuing to humming and hip, 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 hippie-yo, hip, 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 that kind of stuff. I imagine he's going to continuously do that in a very happy way, and it's all just going to be silent, and we're just going to see just the sound effects. We won't hear Orochi and stuff, and then, oh yeah, it's going to be amazing if they do it right. If they do it right in the anime, which they generally do, it's going to be a very, very tough moment. It's going to be a very heartfelt moment. Because we see he's provided everyone with a new location. He said, Kinemon, I hope this is enough. With little life I had left, I've protected thee. I've led them astray from Midnight Oxboy, pretty much. They thought they had me. Now, wherever he is, he's still out and about, whoever that is. Shutamaru has now seen the pride again. I'm assuming he's met up with Inuarashi and Kinemon right there. He knows the trickery, but now he's going to see what this country has become, and he's probably going to hear Lord Yasui's words, sort of idea, and take them to heart a little bit. There's just so much to unpack here. It's fantastic. And we see little Otoko. She's running and yelling "Daddy" the whole way, and she's running and she's running. Orochi is there, and he's sitting there. He's like, "Any last words?" And he goes, "Yeah. It takes a small measure of man to not even stomach the Odin which you try to eat," or something like that. It's basically a pun, basically saying like he can't even digest Odin the food. So you get it, I won't say it verbatim, but it's very, very interesting way to go out sort of idea. And he's like, all right, Kinemon, I've done enough. Use what little I've marked a new spark for a rebellion. I've marked a new location. Everyone should be released by this. And they even say, like, even the guards, the ones working for Orochi, are like, this was so powerful. This makes so much sense. Everyone is going to sit back and just go, Orochi is pathetic. Like, he's sitting up there, and the crowd is telling him, stop saying stuff. You won't be able to get out of this. And he's like, no, he's not going to get out of this, because no one here is going to see him for anything more than what I've said at this point. He's a coward. He's a backstabber. He's pathetic. He's a pest. He's an infestation. He's just a toxic bug in this country. It's time to call in the exterminator. Okay, that was bad, but the Straw Hats are exterminators in my line of thinking. Just go with it. So, this is just, this whole chapter is just so good. And then we get the final couple pages, and, oh guys, this chapter. And this continuation of these last couple pages is so freaking strong. This tension, this everything that goes into this. It's just, like, I'm so ashamed of myself for being one of the following, just being a follower of all these people on Twitter complaining and all these people in the Discords and the Reddits and the comment sections, because I also believed, after reading all this, that we didn't know Yasu long enough. Why are we going to care about this character? Why are we going to care about these characters that we've only known for a few months? For, a handful of chapters? No. I've had to reread this chapter a few times to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. And I know I've been repeating myself in this review, and I'm harping on these points because I just reread it just now. As I did, I usually do for One Piece. I have to pick a section, review it, and then break and reread and make sure I don't miss anything, because there's so much to unpack in a One Piece chapter. And it's getting me a little teary-eyed. Like, I can feel myself being a little choked up here, guys. I'm not balls out crying or anything, but this is strong. I'm actually visibly, I am upset. I just reread this powerful thing, and I can feel. This is Zoro's moment. I know that might sound strange, but this is Zoro's moment, because what happens here is he basically tells Orochi, as I said before, you can't even stomach Odin, you worthless thing. Kill a jester, what is it going to matter? He's done his thing, he apologizes, I'm sorry your daddy was not a good father, sort of idea. You see Otoko running, she got there, but it's too late. And Oda shows this. This is rare. This is so rare for Oda to show it. Not to show blood, but to show death on screen, like actual shots fired, hitting his chest, him falling, him bleeding. There's no room for debate. He's dead. We're not doing a Komurosaki thing again. Yasu's dead. And we see all the members of Ibisu Town, who I forgot to mention earlier. They all showed up at the Flower Capital. They bombarded their way in. And everyone's crying their eyes out. They're crying and they're laughing. They're smiling. Because, once again, Ibisu Town, no matter what happens, we see Otoko say, Daddy, he's dead. And she's crying her eyes out, but she's still smiling. And Zoro, you can feel, like, Komurosaki or Hiyori is not used to that. She's not a member of Ibisu Town, so you see her breaking down completely, clutching Zoro as this painful person. She's just in so much pain, she's clutching Zoro in a sort of, help me sort of say, it reminds me, I don't know about you guys, but this reminds me of Nami. Nami's reaction when she finally, she was yelling and she was telling Luffy, go away, I didn't ask for your help and stuff, and Luffy stopped her from stabbing herself, and then she finally just says, Luffy, help me. It appears to me, because it's the same thing, a little reverse, but it was reminiscent of that to me. Maybe not as powerful a moment, because we haven't seen enough of Hiyori or anything yet, but the fact that she calmed Zoro down, because Zoro said, a man just died. Yasu just died. What the hell is so damn funny? He is pissed. He is visibly pissed off. And, remember, Yasu he met him. He was, for a short time, his friend, right? And so he's pissed off, and they say, stop it. It's not their fault. They can't help but smile. Remember, their land, their people, their town, their riches, everything that makes the Wano people their people has been stolen. They can't even show an expression of grief on their face. All they have left is their smile. Their smile is the one thing, and we knew about this about Ibisu Town. I knew, we all said this. I know Tekking brought it up, and I think Roger did too, is that the people of Ibisu Town, they will bring us a heartfelt moment, and this is it right here. If not another one later down the line, this is our moment, guys. This is the moment where this whole smiling thing is going to bring up a big moment. And here it is. Because the only thing they can do that they can't take away, no matter what they do, the samurai, Orochi, Kaido, the beast pirates, the smiles, all of them, they can't take away their smile. They can take away everything else, but they can't take away what they show. And so they, even in light of this information, they won't break. It's the ultimate defiance. For people who can't do anything more, this is their last stand of defiance. And even in the face of the biggest consequence. And I'm sitting there like, damn. Just damn. And then you see that Hiyori clutches Zoro and just says, look, this is all the fault of Orochi and Kaido. It's all the fault of those fruits, of the smiles. And so we're going to get some exposition as to how this happened. Why does she blame, blaming Kaido, sure, and the Beast Pirates, and blaming Orochi, sure. But why blame the fruits? Why blame the smile fruits? What do the smile fruits have to do with it? I mean, sure, they power up Kaido's army, but Kaido's army still would have shown up. Kaido's still an invulnerable monster of a Yonko. So why is she blaming the fruits? Why is she blaming this? Could it be Orochi's greed that let Kaido in the first place? Maybe they were able to actually, in the same way Big Mom was repelled, maybe the land of Wano was able to hold back against Kaido for a number of years. And any other force. And Orochi let him in for the sole reason of greed. Maybe that Orochi fruit, I'm not going to say it's a smile, but maybe Kaido, once again, promised him. We've seen his dealings with CP0, CP9, whoever, his greed. And Yasuo's bringing this up in this whole chapter, his greed. Greed is what got Orochi to his spot. Cowardly betrayals and greed has gotten him to the spot. So is it a deal that Orochi made with Kaido to let him into the country? Was he the one opening the back door to Wano that let Wano burn the first time? All for the sake of power and fruits and trade and money? Is that it? I don't know, guys, but there's clearly something going on here. And all I can say here at the end is Zoro's pissed. Zoro is pissed off. I think that this is a golden opportunity for Oda to showcase some of Zoro's new attacks. For him to go Asur, to go demon once again. Because we haven't seen that post-time skip. It's not been shown. We haven't seen Zoro actually go all out in a 1v1 fight. And it wouldn't surprise me if he just moves aside. Because Orochi's right there. Remember this, that Orochi's right there. I don't see Kaido. I don't see the Beast Pirates. I don't see, King or Queen. What's stopping Zoro from walking up to Orochi right now and being like, alright, you're going down. This is the moments in Shonen. Remember, One Piece is still a Shonen. This is the type of moment in a Shonen where the main character has had enough. He doesn't care anymore. This is the moment, this is the Arlong Park moment. This is the moment where the crew is just waiting, yep, Arlong's gotta go. Boom, they kick down the brick walls, who's Arlong? Get out here, because we're doing this right now. And this is Zoro's moment to personally do that. I know Luffy's the main character, but you can't take away Zoro, Sanji, Nami. You can't take away these characters as still staples and main characters of the series. One Piece is bigger than one character, one main. And I think it's time. This, once again, Wano is Zoro's arc. It's got to be. And this is going to showcase Zoro in all his glory. Something's going to stop the fight. You know that. Someone's going to show up. whether Kaido himself or someone, but Orochi's going to take a hit. He better. This is such great setup for Zoro. He's pissed off. Orochi's there. What's stopping you, Zoro? Please, please, Oda, take this break to consider this proposal. Please. Because, of course, we are on break next week. God damn it, Oda. But, I mean, I want you to stay healthy, man. So, that's the end of the chapter, guys. End of the review. I know a very long review, but this chapter deserves such a long review. What do you guys think of the chapter? I mean, if you think it's any less than 10 out of 10, why are you reading One Piece? Because this is better than anything I've read almost all year in all mangas. I don't care what manga you read. I don't care if it's Seven Deadly Sins, if it's Dr. Stone, if it's My Hero, Black Clover, Shokugeki no Soma, even One Punch Man. I know those fanboys are as bad as Naruto fanboys think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But, however, and don't get me wrong, I'm okay with One Punch Man. But, nonetheless, this, if you don't think that this chapter is 10 out of 10, then show me a chapter that is in 2019. Because I will argue this one all the way. So, let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Griever with the Behind the Bar Reviews for chapter 942 of this greatness known as One Piece. Drink responsibly, guys. We'll see you next time.